Hello, friends. Today we gather to discuss a story that has touched many hearts and tested the strength of a remarkable organization. We're talking about the long-awaited vindication of Chandauka, the charity founded by Prince Harry and Prince Seeiso, which has been a beacon of hope for vulnerable children in southern Africa. For months, Chandauka faced a storm of damaging headlines and swirling uncertainty. Questions were raised, doubts were cast, and the charity's reputation was put to the test. But now, the Charity Commission's official findings have finally brought much-needed clarity and closure. The investigation found no evidence to support the serious allegations that had threatened to overshadow Chandauka's mission. The air of suspicion has been lifted, and the organization can finally breathe a sigh of relief. This moment isn't about celebration or victory laps. Instead, it's a recognition of truth. A truth that allows Chandauka and its supporters to move forward, to heal, and to refocus on the charity's core purpose, helping those who need it most. For nearly 2 decades, Chandauka has worked tirelessly to support vulnerable children in Lesotho and Botswana, providing education, healthcare, and hope. Their mission remains as vital and urgent as ever, especially in communities where every bit of support can change a life. As we explore the details of this journey, let's do so with empathy and understanding, honouring the resilience of those who never lost faith in Chandauka's founding principles and the unwavering commitment of its volunteers and supporters. The truth is finally out, and with it comes a new chapter, one of healing, rebuilding, and renewed hope for the children and communities Chandauka serves. The Charity Commission's report delivers total vindication for Prince Harry and Prince Seeiso. After a thorough investigation, the regulator found no evidence of systemic bullying, harassment, or misconduct at Chandauka. Isolated HR issues were noted, but nothing close to the toxic culture alleged. Prince Harry and Prince Seiso's leadership was never the problem. Their commitment to Chandauka's mission has been reaffirmed. The report dismantles the narrative of a dysfunctional charity, confirming the founders acted with integrity. For supporters, this is a bittersweet relief. Truth has prevailed, but the ordeal has left scars. The Commission's findings close the door on the most damaging claims, allowing Chandauka to refocus on its work. The facts are now clear. The founders have been cleared of wrongdoing. To truly grasp the impact of the Commission's findings, we need to look back and understand the series of events that led to this pivotal moment for Chandauka. The story is not just about a single incident, but a chain reaction that shook the very foundation of the charity. We must revisit how this crisis began, tracing the roots of the turmoil that would eventually make headlines and spark national debate about non-profit governance. The scandal erupted when Dr. Sophie Chandauka, Chandauka's chair, raised serious concerns about a toxic workplace culture. She documented her allegations in a confidential letter and reported them to the Charity Commission, hoping for intervention and reform. However, her letter was soon leaked to the press, igniting a media firestorm. The fallout was immediate and severe. A wave of high-profile resignations followed, including the former CEO, the chair herself, and, in time, the entire board of trustees. For many observers, this looked less like a crisis of ethics and more like an internal power struggle, with factions forming and loyalties tested within the organization. Disputes over the charity's direction and leadership style escalated rapidly. Public accusations flew back and forth, and the Charity Commission launched a damaging investigation that put Chandauka under intense scrutiny. Former trustees later argued that crucial evidence was overlooked and that a promised governance review was never properly completed, leaving many questions unanswered and fueling further mistrust. Ultimately, the situation became untenable. Prince Harry, Prince Seeiso, and the entire board resigned, citing an irreparable breakdown in their relationship with the chair and a loss of confidence in the charity's future direction. The scandal, born from internal strife, public leaks, and failed attempts at reconciliation, left Chandauka's reputation deeply scarred and its mission in jeopardy. In the end, it was a conflict that should never have overshadowed the charity's vital mission to help vulnerable children. Yet, the lessons from this crisis may shape the future of non-profit leadership for years to come. The Charity Commission's final report cuts through the noise, establishing the facts. Investigators found no evidence of widespread bullying or misogyny, disproving the central claims. Some HR and governance issues existed, but nothing malicious or systemic. The Commission affirmed that former trustees, including Harry and Seiso, acted responsibly. No misconduct was found by either Prince Harry or Dr. Chandauka, though all parties were criticised for allowing the dispute to become public. The real story is of minor, fixable issues, not a charity in crisis. The Commission has recommended stronger policies, but the main takeaway is the exoneration of the founders. Fact has replaced fiction, and Chandauka can now move forward. In response to the report, Prince Harry and Prince Seiso expressed a sense of relief and gratitude that, after months of speculation and uncertainty, the truth had finally come to light. Both princes acknowledged the emotional toll the controversy had taken on everyone involved, especially the staff and beneficiaries of Chandauka. They spoke of sleepless nights and the weight of responsibility they felt as founders of the charity. Their joint statement reflected not only pain over the damage done to Chandauka's reputation and mission, but also a deep sense of disappointment that the charity's core values had been overshadowed by internal conflict. They emphasized how the negative publicity had affected morale and threatened to undermine years of hard work. Despite the turmoil, Harry and Seiso urged everyone connected to Chandauka to refocus on the charity's vital work, supporting vulnerable children and young people in Lesotho and Botswana. They called for unity, asking staff, volunteers and supporters to put aside personal grievances and remember the lives they were changing. A spokesperson for the princes described the report as too little, too late, arguing that the investigation should have happened sooner. The spokesperson stressed that, while the findings brought some closure, the real victims in this saga were the children and families who rely on Chandauka's programs for hope and support. Dr. Chandauka, meanwhile, stood firmly by her actions throughout the ordeal. She insisted that every decision she made was in the charity's best interests, and that her primary concern was always the welfare of Chandauka's beneficiaries. She expressed regret that her intentions had been misunderstood. She claimed the board had acted in good faith, navigating a complex and challenging situation as best they could. Dr. Chandauka also accused Prince Harry of leading a damaging media campaign that, in her view, had only deepened divisions and distracted from the charity's mission. These contrasting responses from the charity's leadership and founders highlight a deep and painful divide, one that may never fully heal. The wounds left by this conflict run deep, affecting trust and collaboration within the organization. Now, as Chandauka faces an uncertain future, the charity stands at a crossroads. Its next steps will determine not only its survival, but also the fate of the many children who depend on its support. Despite the unwavering integrity and dedication of Prince Harry and Prince Seiso, the damage inflicted on Chandauka cannot be ignored. The scandal, fueled by Chandauka's divisive actions and public accusations, eroded trust, jeopardizing the charity's ability to fundraise and support vulnerable children. Donor confidence has been shaken, and essential programs now hang in the balance, a direct result of the turmoil Chandauka helped create. For Harry and Seiso, this ordeal is deeply personal, a legacy of compassion and a promise to their mothers, threatened by betrayal and disappointment. The departure of these devoted founders, trustees and staff is a tragedy for Chandauka, made all the more painful by the actions of those who undermined their mission. The Charity Commission condemned the public nature of the dispute, which Chandauka escalated, further harming Chandauka's reputation. Yet the true victims are the children who depend on Chandauka's support. Children Harry and Seiso have always fought for with unwavering resolve. The organization is now fractured, but the mission Harry and Seiso began is more critical than ever. Healing will require renewed focus, unity, and the steadfast spirit that Harry and Seiso have always embodied. Despite the turmoil, Prince Harry and Prince Seiso's commitment to children endures. Their bond remains strong, though they see no return to Chandauka under current leadership. Their dedication to the children of Southern Africa will continue, possibly through new projects. The end of their official involvement marks a new chapter, not the end of their mission. Chandauka, too, has a chance to heal and rebuild if it prioritizes its core purpose. The Charity Commission's roadmap offers hope, but real recovery depends on putting children first. The princesses' journey, inspired by their mothers, continues with integrity and determination. Their work to uplift vulnerable youth will go on, because the cause is too important to abandon.